What I love the most about intelligent people are the educators, the ones who empower with information versus stereotypes, overgeneralizations, the ones who use statistics in a way that you can tell they're trending because, some people trend. I'm horrible with data, but, sometimes I'm asked, to explain things to like a 5-year-old. What is it? Explain it like I know it or explain it like somebody's dumb. So when I learned about how a person can be in their physiological state of compassion from therapists, people who are in the industry, and to this day I have people who say, no, that's not possible. Because of course, the knowingness that our nature as human beings is love is like, nope, that's not true. It's like, yeah, well, I'm so sorry you don't think so, but you have an attachment system like anybody else does. And so far they're showing it, but, let me not explain it like you're stupid, because to prove something like that means you have to go and research all of those people. Plus, they're still building some of it, like the polyvagal theory. Dr. Stephen Porges, he's still doing research to, I don't know which parts of his theory and da-da-da-da-da. However, long story short, explain it like you're stupid. So here's what I learned about being in a physiological state of compassion. Your insula or isla lights up, which is this part that connects the head and the shoulders, no, the head and the body. And when a person, for example, instead is acting in a trauma response, a safety behavior response, which means you feel threatened, which means your fight flight is on automatically, the insula is downregulated. And so you have less feeling, and that's why some people, they have no feeling. People with extreme levels of trauma, they have numb places and they have numbness. I was told of how some people will have ran with broken ankles or they don't know their hands broken. I've also met people who don't recognize that they might have what is childhood trauma. You can't go telling someone in their face, but they are numb and they think it's funny because, they watch some movie that makes it look cool. I don't know. Actually, no, I think it's not the movies alone. It's the other educators that want the silverback to come back. So when people are talking to people that men should be this way and women should be that way, the ancients is what I call them because it's 2023. I thought we wouldn't be in ancient land anymore, but apparently stereotypes are the way people like to talk about men and women and all that is gender, which I in college learned about how this does not support expansion. But hey, again, let's not talk about intelligent ones, shall we? Because trending topics, they're definitely not the ones who move out of the trending topics. So when I say intelligent ones, they wander, they move and drop beyond the line. So they don't bring to you some common denominator that you've heard since you were a teenager. Oh, like the one, humans suck. Yeah, that one, for example. That one's my least favorite. I've heard it ever since I was a kid. I'm like, you're a human. Why are you offending yourself? It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. You're actually watching a movie that wants to kill us all off. It sounds like you don't know that means it's against your own life. I personally want to live and be here, so I'm not sure about you. Oh, by the way, anybody who's new to the 5D collective, we love being human. We tap into our infinite higher human consciousness potential experience. Let me finish explaining like a dumb person what people don't believe anyways. And it's okay, because you know what? Don't believe me. I'm not the empirical Leo. I'm pseudoscience woo-woo lady, since I'm a 5D mystic. Might I add, today no cards, my lovely collective. No cards. We don't need any right now. Maybe I'll do a second channel guidance for the energies, but they're amazing. So the insula lights up for those of us who actually are not feeling threatened. And the actual threat that a person, once they put into practice being their own piece of Purusha Prakriti, so being in alignment with your heart body, holding your values, knowing how to handle your physical, energetic, and mental body. The energetic body is your lovely nervous system. That's my equation, though. I'm connecting the dots like that. Because when you're in your ventral vagal state, and since yoga is a portfolio of them, and it teaches you how to be mindful, which basically means you get to sit in your cortex and start learning how to use your left mode, which is the verbal part of your brain, and the right mode, which is the nonverbal, nonverbal, all sensations, images, emotions, but they always work together. However, until there is integration of the brain, which is the optimized well-being of the human body, of the human being. Thank you, Daniel Siegel, for that. And even he wonders, why is it still taking so long for people to promote integration of the brain when we know at this point of our journey in human history that it is the most healthy way for your life to live? It's like, well, they think that only yoga is what works, and thank goodness yoga is now yogic science, so that we can keep moving forward towards the inner well-being of humanity. So again, in physiological state of compassion, the insula lights up. our amygdala lights up then. That's the next part. And this is in machines that say what they see. Thank goodness for machines who can see in the body and the brain and know there's no demonic possession when a person has those dreams that lead them to then be possessed and go to exorcisms or whatnot. And this is where Patrick McNamara, with his religious self, I can't wait to read that book, and his machines, or however his studies, I don't know how he conducted them yet. So lo and behold, I don't know any of how these studies are conducted. So if you have questions, I can send you where you can go ask that question. I'm just sharing information. It's food for thought. You don't have to take it. In fact, you should be able, if you're intelligent, to know that. But some people, apparently they believe everything that's on the internet, like that one commercial, I'll never forget it, way back when, that they teased. There was a little couple, and the guy says to girl, how do you know this, or why do you know this? It's the internet. The internet said so. And we all laughed, and then, when that social media documentary came out, which isn't a documentary, it was some dramatized thing that I found offensive as an online marketer. And as an intelligent person, I saw a bunch of people who consider themselves intelligent scurry offline and get all overwhelmed and concerned and afraid. And they're still afraid of, in fact, social media, yet they're online. And, here's where the ancients don't know how to handle what is change. I don't like change either, but I kind of figured that technology and online wouldn't go away. I kind of figured that the system would eventually have to move its way like it's doing now. So, there's a lot of things that go through transitional periods, and thought that everybody would know how to handle it, but knowing how to handle something means you know how to handle first your nervous system, which most people don't understand. So let me finish. The amygdala lights up because that's what alerts us to something needing our attention. Now, if you're good at scanning the territory and you see no weapon, you're going to know, oh, I'm in front of somebody. I don't have a physical tsunami danger going on. So there's like a 10 to 8 where your body, if you see something like a tsunami, an earthquake, something real, that's when your body wants to be in this fight-flight, or, that's the ideal, because our fight-flight, our reptilian nervous system actually was given to us because we were mammals, and actually, we were reptilians, or I don't know how they break it down, but basically until we built communities where we could sit safely together, we didn't actually have this mammalian heritage of the ventral vagal. So I don't remember the whole time of our how, but Stephen Porges does explain it in a course I took, but I don't remember. See, my brain, really stupid. Anyways, so the amygdala alerts, alert, it lights up. Then you move to your temporal junction. Temporal junction is where you relate to something based on your past. So here's our past. However, in that temporal junction, people will ruminate, and then they will use the dark sides of neuroplasticity. Imagination is your neuroplastic agent. A lot of people watch a lot of shitty movies, and then they do a lot of bad thinking, because inner critic, outer critic, there's your shame cycle. Deny through drugs, alcohol, sex, food, things that are made to look popular on TV shows like theirs, or even just movies. That one movie, they even made a second one. I'm thinking, really? Is somebody going to want to do that type of bachelor party or whatever? Like, that seems kind of dangerous. I'm pretty sure it's not funny. I didn't find it funny as a teenager. Don't find it funny as adults. Some people find it really hilarious. I'm wondering why, because all of it is really not. Oh, and then I forgot. So to be in compassion, you have to move into your prefrontal cortex. Otherwise, you're not taking in the information and saying, what can I do and what can I not do? That's why some people, they burn out, because they don't move into here. They only empathize, which is why it's best to be in compassion, not empathy. Because empathy would be like, oh my God, I'm regulating with your nervous system. While compassion, the last piece, let me not forget, our ventral vagal nervous system is online, and the oxytocin gene hormone turns on. That's why your love, his nature, as Sadhguru points out, but people don't believe in it when you explain it to them like they're dumb, because again, who am I? I'm a dumb person. But love is your nature in that moment, and being compassionate beyond reason is easy for my 5D collective, our lovely Zen masters, because see, when we don't see a weapon, no matter what you're talking to, gaslight, manipulate, tease, be a clown, beat it. And as I end this, what I loved about this dude, Derek Jackson, as he says, he's a coach, he's like, intelligent women aren't single because there's actually women aren't single because there's a problem. No, the intelligent ones, they don't put up with BS. Yes, we don't, because we actually can see it from far away when we're handling someone. And the sad part is adaptive children behavior, emotionally speaking, are immature and insecure for unresolved trauma. So they're insula, not as active. They don't see that in front of them there's a person. They don't know that they're reactive. We do know, and we maintain that love and compassion and try to treat somebody like the intelligent person we think we have in front of us. And when they're not, it's okay, because we go tango with the people who know how to tango. And on that note, all is love at all times. Be kind.